It's the third strike, y'all. We are back here at Texas Showdown Sunday Finals with the third strike action. I'm with Team Chris, and we're about to go down to the streets.
Yeah, we're going to take it fighting for the future here. TX Legacy, we got a Jazzy Circuit qualifier coming out here, and we definitely got the talent to back it up that you see in the bracket. And also, don't forget, $250 as a pop bonus on top of it to the winner. And we got a ton of heavy hitters out here in this top 8. It's going to be hype. We are back here on the main stage here in Houston. Had the pleasure of doing it last year alongside my man James Chen. Want to say quick condolences, though, about your cat Jasmine, James. Much love for you. And at the same time, we got it going on here. I mean, just the hype we got, the crowd going, ready to throw down, ready to represent the Jazzy Circuit's township force. I got to tell you, too, I mean, the first time I had Third Strike on the main stage and the pleasure of commentating it was in 2019 when the Retro Game Room in this very venue flooded in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
And it was me and Katie Alpha who were throwing it down as well, so we get to see Alpha going on the winner side of the bracket that we got. So it's like, we got a lot going on here. I mean, it's his heavy hitters, like I mentioned 100 times, which rods can really catch the lightning and really bring it on display.
I mean, it's a quick game and a fun game. And Legacy is the beginning of Texas Showdown 25 years ago. Third Strike, one of the main titles. That was one of the current titles then. Playing arcade hardware like we're doing today. People crowding around a cabinet, just mashing on games from all over the U.S., coming here to Texas. And throughout the years, coming back and again with that support for those classic fighting games that still have so many amazing people playing it in and out. And this year is no slouch. Players from all over the U.S., all over Texas as well, fighting tooth and nail to get that trophy, that qualifying spot, and the pride of being a champion.
Yeah, and who's going to be able to bring that excellence over to Akihabara for that Jazzy Circuit finale we got going on down the road? And we got a lot of favorites here, a lot of returning faces as well, and even some players who pulled off some sick upsets and got their way into the top 8 to get it done. I'm telling you, what I've seen on paper is a lot of character variety, a lot of character balance. You're not going to see just some Yun and Chun throwing down there like you see in a lot of some other top 8s, but I will not mention, but you and I both know we've seen it. But you will see some Yun and Chun throwing it down too, but we got some other characters in the bag for you that we got going on. I mean, just to tell you guys some favorites we got in the brackets, we got Lance, who had an amazing top 3 performance in Texas Showdown 2024, going behind Justin J. Wong and Yuki. And at the same time, we got some other action, like we've got Nica KO coming down from the Northeast. You know, always Nica KO is a very interesting fan of Team Chris, but I've also been a bigger fan of Nica KO and his Yang on display. He's my inspiration for picking up that character, rooting for him as well.
I mean, big player to see so often at so many major Third Strike events, coming into the Showdown to get that qualifying spot, get with the community, and also selling his own wares. So really cool little storefront Nica KO's got. Love to see that kind of thing, especially working with the community to really bring something unique to them, as well as that Third Strike play. So love that Yang. Definitely the player to look out for the most here, and to see if anyone from Texas or beyond can take him out. No tall order. Is it tall order?
Tall order. And talking about tall order, a tradition I have every single time I commentate a top 8 here in Texas, there's always a Hugo that makes it. In which case, we've got BigNasty returning from his 2020, if I recall, his 2023 effort as well, coming here as well and doing it. One thing we don't have in the top 8, believe it or not, is our 2-time defending champion Chosen, who has shared many different matches with his Dallas rival Waxx. And this time Waxx was able to eliminate him from making it into the top 8, which is a matchup that we saw twice in last year's top 8 as well. But that was just fantastic to see. So we took off the defending champion on the way here, but there's also more opportunities for Dallas to show out as well and really do business, because we know that rivalry between Dallas and Houston. So here already, we're going to start it gloves off, literally. KD Alpha coming in here, representing the Jazzy Circuit, going to hold it down for Akihabara, going up against Lance. You know, as the man with the Chun-Li tattoo on my leg, you know I got to represent the queen here in her finest form. And one better place to kick it off than underneath the table, throwing out those low balls.
Here we go, already out the gate with a big match, big winner's side. A nice winner's finals will get you one step closer to that big victory already, as Lance already has the bar. SA2 available on deck. KD Alpha, though, building up the SA1. We're not going for SA3, no corkscrew blows. We want to make sure our damage sticks when we're able to, but a big parry, and Lance now keeping KD Alpha in the corner.
Yeah, especially if you're getting out neutral like Chun-Li. And even in this matchup, like Chun-Li's fireballs can prove to be problematic for Dudley's movement there. But see that confirm off of that back spear, so we're going to see plenty of those, Raph. Let's see, get a double dip there, and then going to back up and get that step back. Low forward there kind of reminds me of Harden back in his MVP days when he played down here. Getting it done there. First point for Lance.
Oh, already getting a nice anti-air parry once again. The throw two sticking a lot of damage here. And then as soon as we get it, confirming SA2 into the corner we go. But a clutch parry into machine gun blow. Doesn't get the launch of the crouch roundhouse, but at least some damage for KD Alpha.
Yeah, and you got to get as much damage as you can get with Dudley in this matchup here, because Chun-Li's going to be death by 1,000 cuts as well. And oh wow, got really close there with that blocked SBK. Lance really throwing it out there, taking to the bird there. Oh, no confirm up the low fierce, but still one of the best pokes in the game, getting it done. And no need for that extracurricular.
And the crowd getting super loud for Lance, the favorite here in this winner's side. There is no love lost though. KD Alpha, they've been about it, right? They knew coming here that they would be a target on their back, not just from players, but audience alike. They're going to take a second here, got to think about it. SA1's going to still be what we bring to the table. Lance looking as sharp as ever, ready to go into here, trying to make their way to that winner's final side. Already getting some clutch pokes, SBK, but all KD Alpha can do here is walk it out.
Yeah, it's well spaced, similar to how it is in CVS2. When it goes from that distance, there's nothing you can do to punish it. In other games, it can be very punishable AF, but not in this one. Lance can continue to pile on that pressure. Good DP to get up off me.
But even better wake up parry, SA2 hooks in. Now we're gonna go for a quick hit, but the forward roundhouse whiffs. KD Alpha with a small life lead, but the wake up mash with that 2P.
I like that. You know, you got to respect that on your mix up there. It's not going to be free that he can just dip and go for the dome there on that. Loving the way Lance is getting that miles out of that spinning bird, man. Whether it's blocked or it comes through, we're going to see it happen here. But one connection here. We saw what he could do with that back fierce there. Gets that close standing roundhouse there against the air, so not able to cancel it after, but that throw takes care of business. And just like that, I think Lance is on match point here for the winner's final.
They're clean here. KD Alpha can't really hold on to a lot of meter. Hasn't even really a chance to go for an SA1 as Lance makes the space, double overhead gets blocked, and there's that carrot throw from Lance. Taking out some damage, waiting to see KD Alpha flinch. We caught the low medium kick. There's a super overhead.
Hits it with the leap too. Hits it with the leap, and that's just the magical about it. Chun-Li with that super R2. No, it got him in the air there. Now KD's gonna back up, and oh, he could get out of this. Just that simple little toothpiece. You know, he was winding up like he was gonna give him that Iota.
Oh, but speaking of Iota,
that rocket uppercut.
Rocket uppercut, some nice damage with the hard knockdown. Neutral jump, gets the wake up parry, but unfortunately whiffs over Chun-Li. And with that low medium kick, Lance 2-0 over KD Alpha.
Man, that breaks your heart there. I mean, KD Alpha going down to losers there. Really, he was getting it together towards in the last round when he was against the ropes there. But I just saw too many drops there that really spelled doom for him with that. And Lance, the hometown hero, making quick work there, advancing over to the winner's final.
Exceptional play here. And again, you blink and you miss it as fast as it always will go. Every player making such good decisions, and Lance just looking at top of that game. So now can sit pretty in winners finals, gets a little bit of chance to breathe and to rest, but it'll take a minute before we even get to that, right?
Yeah.
You see how everything transpires, everything unfolds, and one step closer to that big win and that qualifier.
Yeah, now Dallas is going to have to fight their way up if they're going to try to beat him into the winner's final. But they got to go up against some heavy hitters as well that we got going up across the bracket. Now over on the other side, we've got another favorite, a big name with a even probably an arguably bigger target on his back. You know, I saw in the pre-party over at Post Oak, a sponsor of Texas Showdown, by the way, we saw, I was watching Nica KO throw down on some casuals on some setups there, and he's already getting it started with two command, I think there was one command grab and a delay. Okay, whatever. So,
and that's how fast it is. We weren't even ready to hop to it, but Nica KO is all set, gets that stunt on Makoto, neutral jump, finished the Manta Slash, a perfect to kick things off.
Yeah, that man slash getting that stock there, so we know he can mean business when he goes into that EX there. Nica KO off to a great start. He's got to go through a lot of Dallas players potentially, so he's hoping to ruin Dallas worse than Nico Harrison did with his trades. So we'll see what that's all about.
But check this walk down here. Nica KO just playing full confidence, but we get some small hits. There we go. SA1 hits the link, gets the damage here. Meth Rosenstock on the Makoto. Taking one more tap, and that neutral jump gonna snipe out. Nica KO, we're around a piece. Nice answer back.
Meth Rosenstock there. He just made me eat my own words. I was about to say, man, we have not seen the Dash or a Hayate come into business there. But as soon as that knuckle sandwich came in there, it makes quick work. And that's why Makoto is considered was essentially one of the greatest robbery characters in all of Street Fighter franchise. All of it, yeah.
Good here. Dash forward, gets the tech on the throw. Nica KO. All this space. The punish with the neutral grab. We're going to set up the other side. Overhead punishes, but a good neutral drop. Meth staying out of the ranges of protection, but the parry into Mantis. A lot of Rekkas here.
Yeah, both players very well aware of each other's options, and you're seeing them jump away with it because they do not want to be they do not want to catch a spark in the powder keg, so to speak. But oh, the distance on that Mantis, you can see it from the logo there. By Chip, hook, line, and sinker, gets that dive kick to the face there, stomps him out there. Nica KO setting the tone.
No, right on time too. Just got SA1 right at the tail end of it. Would have needed that to make a big comeback. Nica KO with a good mix-up with the dive kick at the end to finish the job. Up one game, one more to meet Lance in the winners finals here at Texas Showdown. But that's Rosenstock, no slouch, playing fast, playing right. It's got to lock in. Nica going a little bit of those pearly whites, having fun.
Yeah, I mean, he really makes himself at home playing in close quarters. Oh, man, 2 sets of parries. One high, one even, and then gets one to the dome. Misses on the launcher, but still, he's going to get that grab. He just wants to shut out Makoto altogether. I mean, he just wants to keep her on the bench like Anthony Davis is a Mav. I can't get enough of y'all. Y'all beat us in the NBA Finals, so I'm going off.
Hey,
2011,
you know, pop off everything you can on the mic there, whatever you got. Right now, Meth has to do everything they have to stay alive here as Nica is just playing 100% in. Always the stun, ready to go. Gets the forward throw. If you guess wrong, you're getting that dizzy, and that throws the talk on the last legs.
Oh, he was going to go for a third one, but still that Super R2 still means something. Oh, but goes in the wrong direction. Can this work out for Meth Rosenstock? Let's see. He's got a Seichan Gozenzuki on deck. He missed a few times with that axe kick. This time gets anti-aired.
And then the neutral jump with the grab. Nica KO baiting a parry out, but just gets the throw, gets the finish, and to winners finals, Nica KO goes with a 2-0 clean run through, despite Meth getting that one solid round.
It was a solid run.
You just see how good Nica KO is at this game, adapting so fast and putting that offense on display. Doesn't give you any chance to play, and it is just insane how threatening he is at all times.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Nica KO playing in those close quarters circle, and we're going to see him play more close quarters. He's going to be an awesome winners final that we got coming up on deck.
That's the place to be, just like Texas Showdown is the place to be. The crowd is popping off. The matches have been stellar.
Love Third Strike here,
and
man.
Third Strike goes like the quickness, blink and you miss it, but that's what we love about it. You know, you just had you on CBS 2 right beforehand. You were in the long haul. You were going through those great matches, but now you're here, and now we're just hopping in the sports car, zooming on down.
Yeah, especially when you see how explosive Ager can be at CBS too, but seeing how quick that explosive is. I mean, even when you're getting bodied, you could still come back and turn the corner edge. We could see, and hopefully see more of that potential from both Meth Rosenstock as well as was it Katie Alpha?
Yeah.
I'm down the road as well. See, I'm forgetting names here, but that winners final with Nica KO and Lance is definitely going to be something to see that we hope to tune in. But until then, we are going to move on over to the loser side of the bracket here. We got some Dallas players playing for survival. I believe we got coming up next is going to be BigNasty, if I'm not mistaken here. BigNasty against Crimzon, and then Matteo versus Waxx that we got on deck for the losers bracket here. And we got some tea to spill about a lot of these players as well that we got going on. So we're going to go and confirm that with you as soon as we got some players over on the cabinet here. So
yeah, we'll be locked in a second.
We're playing on cabs, man.
Yeah, I know. Shout outs to
awesome.
the cab crew hauling that stuff up onto the stage for all of finals day, starting with ST, moving up CBS 2 to this. You know, nothing better than playing on that real hardware. Getting that perfect experience that you see here at Texas Showdown, all the way for the legacy games.
Absolutely.
You know, the Retro Arcade all weekend long was popping off. So many cabinets for Third Strike, CBS 2, Vampire Savior, you name it. If it's a classic game, that was there. That was represented. Riz1 streaming out there on that side. Up here with you, CBS 2 obviously is doing great work to help bring up a lot of the love for the classic games like Texas Showdown always wants to do, putting it on the same stage as all the other modern games next to each other, because they're all fighting games. They're all equal here at Texas Showdown.
Play what you love, man.
It's all that love for whatever game you like to play.
Play what you love. Play the community. Over in Miami, we've got a whole breed of new players that are preferring Third Strike.
Nice.
Simply by the method of a local arcade, just putting the cabinets head-to-head to each other, and then having an esports center about a mile away.
Okay.
So we're able to get our own Jazzy qualifiers down there in Miami.
I like that.
Esports. But every few nights of the week, they got a good 20 person on the two-sided cabinet where rotation that we got over at Arcade Odyssey. And we've seen some new players develop using some new characters as well, which we'll definitely be seeing over on the loser side bracket as well. We definitely got an array of some character diversity. I know we told you Chun and the twins, got perhaps some Yun on deck that we got going on there. And we got it. So we're going to get you over to the next matchup there as soon as I can tell you which name it's going to be. It's either going to be Waxx going up against Matteo, or it's going to be Crimzon against BigNasty.
Yeah.
And Crimzon, I believe, finished second in Vampire Savior.
Yep.
Last night.
Got a strong showing there. And making it to top 8 here was already a big goal. Once you get further than last year, Crimzon Chun-Li, extremely fun, extremely solid, grinding the game offline, online, doing good stuff. BigNasty, you mentioned earlier, that Hugo has been a menace in many a Texas tournament. One of the handful of awesome Hugo players that are down here in Texas, running around doing madness, doing craziness. But, I mean, I can't ask for a more polarizing matchup, but one that would show BigNasty's skill level than going up against Crimzon, which is going to be the match popping up onto that cab.
Okay. This will be fun to watch, especially, when I feel that Hugo and the players specifically also feed off playing those big crowd environments there. Even when you saw it on display with Hayao going on there, and there he goes, Crimzon showing out, ready to roll here, playing confidently. Can he take out a Texas Hugo monster we got with BigNasty here?
All right, gonna be a tough road, but nothing that BigNasty hasn't gone down before. All these Hugo players playing in the Big Year 2026, masters of their craft, understanding every little detail and nuance to break through the barriers that these crazy strong characters can put out at any given notice. So both players will be locked in just a second as we're gonna pop off as soon as we are ready. See
Crimzon here trying to develop his stage presence there. I feel like you don't want the Hugo player to get the crowd behind him. You don't want him to make a babyface turn, You'd rather fight Raiden than Big Bear for the SNK references, for those who get that. That's for you, Rome. I know you couldn't make it this year, but I got some clips for you on the way. But, so here we got Crimzon. He's highlighting the Blue Jade, and BigNasty highlighting the Hugo. Definitely a fun matchup, and you can always feel that extra sense of pride when you can get a good 50-50, or you could clap your way into living in the head of the Chun player rent-free. Now, one thing that's interesting is one of the players who taught me a lot about this game, my good friend Cookie.
Okay.
She told me that in this matchup, she actually likes to use Chun-Li's Super Art 1, the Kikoshin. It's a fantastic anti-air, and there's just more situations to connect with it in this matchup. But nothing beats the reward in the mix-up that you get from the Super Art 2.
Yeah,
so that's what Crimzon's going to be staying with.
Yeah, I like it. Go with what you know. SA2 always going to be very, very strong. BigNasty already in the corner here. Chun-Li, the breaded grappler of the two, but we blocked the forward roundhouse.
Already you can hear the crowd say, hey, catches that parry, gets a wall jump, and get out of dodge. Sorry to interrupt you, though.
You got something going on. You talk when you got to talk. Right now, gets that low forward super. SA2 in the corner we go.
And uses the shimmy, does not bite. You got to show a lot of respect, Chun-Li, with that mix-up, because it's not her mixing you up, it's the camera effect. Similar to the last stage of Echo the Dolphin. It's just trying to crush you against the wall.
So far, BigNasty getting
that back medium kick.
I like that.
It's got a great hierarchy hitbox, Raph. It's fantastic.
And big body like Hugo going to have to deal with it big time. Get a kick in the teeth, go for the body splash, nice parry, and then Crimzon waiting it out.
Yeah, and there have been some great Chun-Li's. We've seen one of them with Lance. We've also seen Tommy two-step, as well as Chris Dat, I think I recall. Yeah, Chris Dat as well.
Houston native. Then you had Austin's Tommy two-step. We can't be here making tunes. Shout out to you, Tommy. Nice parry in the roundhouse. Snipes out the EX again. BigNasty with the small life lead. Almost has Giga's Breaker ready to go.
Yeah, and it's a very safe poke for Chun-Li with that standing medium kick. Allows him to advance a little bit. And we mixes that up. Oh, red parry up the air. Red parry up the air. We throw them bows off that Southern hospitality there. BigNasty's like, welcome to the H-Town. You better check in. With that big body splash goes BigNasty.
Lariat 2, the extra credit, and Giga's Breaker on deck. So many ways to sneak in this super art, but Crims with two SA2s on deck, just about to go. Nice parry again, gets a sweep. Oh, there it is!
Oh, with the empty jump.
Just when you think it's safe, the big body gets the big scoop and the crowd popping off with it.
They definitely come alive with it. I like a lot of Crimzon's movement there. I feel like in the earlier round, he was leveraging a lot of that forward dash, but BigNasty was able to put a stop to it. And he gets that splash, that's killed. That's going to be 1-0 for BigNasty.
That little delay after the cross-up just to get the scoop, and Crims, despite that strong first round, BigNasty got big comfy, and you can't have that.
No, and the crowd is behind him. They want to see Chun-Li get scooped. I get it. I understand it. I've played my share of third strike tournaments with this character to know how much salt she can outright generate, and especially in this kind of matchup because she just dominates so much in neutral. But the patience of BigNasty there, he was able to get those sequences in there and connect with it. The Gigas Breaker in the right space. It's like Crimzon has to be able to slow down the game a little bit more and just siphon the crowd out of this. And like, he's no stranger to fast-paced games. I mean, VSAV is a very breakneck speed, back and forth, action-packed game. Let's see how he can make that adjustment with Chun.
But already BigNasty getting extra comfy. How good they did those last 2 rounds. Right now, BigNasty just inching their way in again, build a little bit of bar. You're not going to win out in the pole war against Chun-Li, but if you swing with these little hitboxes, you might be able to just add up the damage, build up your bar, and go for those big checkmates with the SA1.
BigNasty making an interesting adaptation there. I think he's using the standing medium kick or the standing light because like Crimzon's fishing for a lot of those low crushes, either with the standing fierce or that toward roundhouse. Well, I mean, it's just standing roundhouse that it just comes about, but usually it's toward roundhouse in other games.
Well, adding a different wrinkle, getting that air grab, punished a little bit of BigNasty going to the sky. This life feed for Crimzon, especially with the SA2 available.
Yeah, Nasty's trying to deny that low forward at all costs. Oh, he gets that jumping in there.
And then the reset with the overhead.
With just 2 hits, but a great parry there. Not able to get that super, but the poke. Oh, that's 2 hits with it. BigNasty got only hold 1 bit of the sandwich, but it just like it all came apart like that. Tuna salad and lettuce with extra mayo just all over your shirt.
Clapped it off with that hit. Nice little combo for some nice damage. Bang, we find low forward once more. Again, that super, how we're going to set it up.
Oh,
nice,
airborne.
It's airborne. Command grab, and then punishes the backbreaker. Crims in full lead here.
Oh, that was so Galaxy Brain by Crimzon there, and he was trying to see if he could test maybe a crouch block there. There's that low crush he's looking for. That he immediately gestures for that checkmate as soon as he's able to hit that. I'm telling you, we Chun-Li players, we stalk our prey like anacondas in the water like for days, just looking for that shining wizard to put over there, just to step over that low and to be able to just crush it right over the steel toes of Hugo.
Oh, nasty stuff there, going over grabs, going over lows. BigNasty now on the back burner. Tough spot to be in against a comfy Chun as Crims gets thrown though. Some damage there, walking down. And again, bait squasher off the reset. That's big lead now. It's BigNasty. Chill and build up the SA1.
Yeah, especially if you're in poke, low crush mode mentally and everything, your anti-airs are going to be sus. And especially with Chun-Li, who has such situational anti-airs, where you got to decide between using the back fierce, the back roundhouse. Not saying it's bad, but it's just you got to be situationally aware, especially against the character who comes in so heavy like Hugo.
Oh, and another such good down parry. Yeah, has been hitting those consistently, getting these punishes. BigNasty now. Match point to take this set over Crims. Gigas break with SA2 all ready to go. There's the Fierce, gets a nice big hit. With the dash in, good tech from BigNasty.
Crimzon playing extremely patient, making BigNasty come in, maybe overextend. That dash under. Oh, with that parry into that close standing roundhouse there. Can be super jump canceled into super, but you got to be grounded for it. Pair of those lows.
Yeah, and heading up.
Empty jump throw in case he's looking for a parry.
I'm so scared. Both sides, they are locked and loaded. They are pointing the guns at each other, but the cross up is going to get thrown here. Because now BigNasty still trying to find a way to thread the needle and get this SA1 on deck.
Facts. I mean, we know how explosive it can get between the two. Once it's ready to go off, and Crimzon's got a full stock with 2 Hyoku-sens on deck. Trying to avoid that clap. Here comes the haymakers, though. They are swinging for the fences here. BigNasty can finish it with a Gigas Breaker there, and Crimzon just wants to deny that at all costs.
Oh, nice tech again on the dash up from Chun-Li, but we're in the corner, a 2-piece. Anything will do. The dash forward against the scoop. BigNasty takes it. The chair is down, and so is Crims.
Man, he dropped that chair. He was ready to run off like Maury told him that he's about to have a family. Ready to run to the back. Crimzon, I mean, hey, when a Hugo crunches a Chun-Li like that, you know it's hype. Here at Texas Showdown, that was the first match we had off losers, and just excited to see, I mean, where you saw it so patient, but not patient so much because they're just slow, like poking each other with like some knives. You know how big it can get if Chun-Li gets a sequence of some mix-ups there, like we saw when Crimzon got momentum, or when that Gigas Breaker comes into town and those feet are planted out there. You know she ain't taking a charge.
No, not at all. Not at all. A lot of respect mutually on both players, really showcasing just how much they know each other is just so good at this wonderful game. And then just the chance that BigNasty could just walk it down and not have that fear. And you even saw Chun-Li trying to make something go. Maybe it was trying to crouch. I don't know what happened, but the Gigas Breaker found its mark, and BigNasty finds a way. Moving on. Crimz, though, out at 7th place. Respectable showing, still getting that medal.
Yeah, still getting that medal to bring across a very busy TSA line on his way back that he's got going, provided that he's flying there. So we're going to go on the other side of losers bracket here. We've got Dallas's very own Waxx, who he shares, he goes back and forth with his rival Chosen, defeated him to make it out of the losers bracket on the top 8 side there, defeating the 2-time defending champion. Now over on the other side, we've got Matteo here. Matteo made it into the top 8 by eliminating one of my favorite players from Florida. We claim him in Florida, but really he's from someplace in the Midwest, Mr. Pomegranate. And I know you guys have seen him up and coming with his Akuma.
Have to, yeah.
He said that he did very well against his Dudley, but once Matteo switched it over to Necro, to quote Mr. Pomegranate, it was the best Necro I ever fought against.
Heck yeah, we'll see what you have here. Dudley versus Yun already out to fight is Waxx. Building up that SA3 almost ready to go. Is going to pop that grenade in, and now Matteo is going to have to play some of the best defense. Gets clipped though. Not a full combo, but the damage is adding up.
I like how he dashed up to get that activation, so he instantly gets that mix-up and forces you to respect what he's got going on there. But to beat Waxx, and it has been done before, you got to show that you're not afraid to parry some of these sequences, to really put your hands in the fire, reach into the burning oil of the wok like Iron Chef Chen Kenichi, the Chinese one.
Let's go.
Here comes the Canadian coming in from the logo there, but not afraid to get that throw.
And without any meter, no bar, finds the parry, gets the roundhouse. The big Dolphin Matteo with that first round on some stellar defense and great reads.
What a heroic, brave throw. It's like he threw Superman back up in the booth, and he's like, nah, you're going to have to Clark Kent me with that again.
Right, though, big throws from Waxx, moving in. SA3 is ready to go, popping the grenade and walking it down, but
corkscrew cross,
not going to work out here. Nice choco reset too, I like it. Except that damage pulled a lot of bar.
Yeah, usage of that down forward fierce there. It's able to hit both sides and just dictate where you're going to bounce to. Waxx off to an incredible start here. Now he's using the fear of Canadian to buy his way in. And there goes that sequence again. He can do it. Oh, not yet, but the dive kick just for extra insult to injury.
All right, 1 round apiece. Big game number 1 between both of these players here. Matteo with that 1 bar ready to go for the corkscrew blow. Gets the parry, gets the nice little juggle there. Off to the corner with you. Have to eat some of this mix, and 1 more solid hit could be another chunk of damage. But now Waxx finds the grab.
Oh, that low parry there, but he's just a little too short to ride that roller coaster there. Buys Waxx a little bit of distance there below the radar. And here comes that Canadian. He's going to give away some of the overheads, and Waxx is going to go, nah, I'm going to scoop with that. I'm going to get a little bit more of those extracurriculars, 2 mediums to extend that meter.
And all the room here to block it out, but the whiff, getting a huge damage punish. Gets the parry as well, but just keep it in the corner.
Yeah, you thought those up kicks were happening. He said, nah, come get it, catching it in the glove, and that corkscrew cross. Parry this, says Trinity from the Matrix. Gets it and goes and gets the first one for Pater. Goes Matteo.
Yeah, drilled a hole into Waxx's chest as Matteo playing super solid here, answering against Noon so consistently on all these little options. Most dive kicks not going unchecked. A lot of defensive options too, just getting blown up and blown out. Now Matteo here, big game lead. Can they eliminate Waxx here at 7th place?
That low parry, this time he was able to get the chain there and then able to get his dash and advance in there for the other hit, extracurricular. Here comes that Canadian, immediately spends with it, throwing the shoulder out there. And, I like it how Waxx is playing around the threat of that overhead, because Mateo's okay with getting domed about 2 or 3 times in a row from that Canadian. Normally, I mean, that's the lowest damage output that you could give to Yun on that.
Oh, and the walk down gets the launch with that medium kick, and that's going to be a nice round for Waxx. as they have all the grenades in the world to start this round off, and they're going to do it
right there.
Frame one. Double backdash to Matteo's just trying to get to the corner, but there's the launch.
Off to a fantastic start. And Waxx has had some of these rounds. I mean, the one that he not just the prior round, but the one that he won in the prior fight, he was able to really pull up and have that momentum with a near perfect once he gets a start. And now another grenade on deck, and he's going to waste no time activating it. Oh, corkscrew cross gets blocked. Let's see that punish.
And the damage is looking good here too. Build that bar, finish the juggle, the walk down, the launch. Once again, Matteo gets caught deer in the headlights. That proximity normal being so strong. Jump cancelable, launcher, does so much good that you can want in that perfect range. And it's been such a strong tool in Waxx's arsenal here, taking us to a final game between these two titans.
Yeah, it's like Waxx went back into that phone booth after getting thrown into it, and he picked up the cape. But this time it was what made Matteo take to the skies. Now Matteo here has a decision to make. He's going to stick with the Dudley here. He's going to stick with Dudley in the loser's bracket. We saw that he can. He does have a Necro on deck, but I mean, dance with the one that brung you. You scored the first point with Dudley, and all it takes is just being able to shut out some of those decisions. Show that you're not afraid against those options against Dallas's very own.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do right now. Dudley's a great character for that. Just trying to walk Waxx down. The catching rounds getting stuffed out and getting aged in one more time. There's the tension, and we're going to add on some damage to get to the corner and build a bar.
Yeah, the 7 hits there. Carrying it going coast to coast and then gets a free juggle after that. Now with Canadian coming in on deck, Matteo gets that hit there and is able to confirm it, fly underneath the radar. I mean, we've seen it twice, those up kicks just getting denied. Once by parry and another time by a low profile. Matteo is able to escape out of dodge.
Yeah, right now, both players pretty even here. Matteo still needs a while before they can build the bar, but there we go. The tension again. Get the side swap, get the damage. Now
that's all you can get out of it. Half of that grenade was spent approaching from full screen away. You know, Waxx just feels that he's not met an activation he didn't like. Some players go into a string, go into the pressure like you just see Waxx doing right there, fishing for those lows. He could be able to take it with the palms. Yes, sir, he does.
That stagger. Well done there from the side of Waxx, just needing one more round to get this last game and finish up this set. And the parry after the dive kick gets thrown in the corner, putting Dudley in jail. No good way out here.
Yeah, match point. Winner of this goes into the loser's quarters that we see there. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to say there's a good or bad way to get that activation into Ganasian. Really what matters is can you pull it off and get the damage you're looking for or not?
And the crowd, every activation, you hear the whole Waz they're powering up to alongside Waxx. Crossover, putting Dudley in the corner. Matteo on that last chance. We get this Ganasian activation, and this could spell doom.
Yeah, and especially with the life lead there, it's going to buy you a little bit more time because Matteo has to be the one that approaches you. But this time he catches him underneath the phone booth there, throws him back there real close though. Oh, the wake-up buttons there, and then the stare. What was that? Was that a drop input? I don't know. Matteo against the ropes, hanging on for life. Confirms it off that overhead, the corkscrew cross. Still has some meter to work with. He's going to give him some of that kiss from a rose. Oh, another parry goes low. No, corkscrew cross. Wow. He missed the wake-up up kicks for the third time, but this time it was Matteo with the miss there, and that spells doom as he seals his fate on an incredible comeback that would have bought him another round there, but Waxx survives it.
Woo! Insane there. The corkscrew blow just coming out at the finale against the chance of a lifetime. Almost bringing it to a final game, final round, but I love just a quick dash punch as Waxx just stayed locked in, ready to go and closed out. And that was just right down to the end, the nail biter through and through.
A missed reversal was what won it for Waxx. Got him out of dodge. That's as third strike as it gets, man.
You see that pop off the cabinet immediately too, just holy smokes.
We've seen it already early in the top 8. I mean, we saw BigNasty doing that against Chosen. I mean, the moment he was able to get that grab with the Gigas, he's like, I'm up out of here. And that's just going to set the tone for what we're going to see the rest of the way. So already eliminated, we see Crimzon going home after a great run, and then Matteo's Dudley gets stopped short by Dallas Fort Worth's Yun Specialist putting in the work.
And that brings us to our top 6 now. We're going to have some losers quarterfinals to see who can get into that top 4, as our winners finals are still sitting pretty, going to be there for a moment here. But now we're going to see with the players who got sent down to lose, will Katie Alpha be able to resurface and get some revenge? You know, will we see that from Meth Rosenstock as well on that Makoto? Hard to say.
I hear a Chun-Li, so I'm thinking this is Lance. I think this might be the winner final. This might be Nica against Lance.
Hey, if we're jumping in that early, we'll see there. Still a bit before we get. Or that was just the highlight reel. of like the what do you call it, the attract.
They're just showing us, and I love looking at myself. And, you look great as well, especially fly with that jacket.
Of course.
Represented out there, so we'll see where it is. Okay, losers quarters, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be BigNasty going up against KD Alpha.
All right, more Hugo on deck as BigNasty, hometown hero. Trying to do it big for the H in style with that big old grappler, man. KD Alpha, though, thinking about what our options are going to be bringing to the table.
KD Alpha, no, I think the names are switched here. One moment. Names are switched. Yeah, and it looks like Alpha is Alpha we saw earlier with his Dudley, but it looks like BigNasty's got himself a Papa Smurf Hugo to work with here.
All right, I mean, Yuri.
Yeah, or Dr. Manhattan, rather.
Yeah, that's right.
There
the big blue, and already interesting. Doesn't want to put a Hugo in this matchup. So we'll see how this goes through. As gets the grab in the corner you go, and just chipping away as BigNasty with the Aegis reflector wants to make KD Alpha reflect on his actions.
Now we got those names coming in correct here. So, it's all about that Aegis reflector. You can definitely set it up and get those unblockables up in there. I mean, is it unblockable? It's a hard to blockable is kind of the new term we've been saying around here. As well, corkscrew cross. Let's see where it goes. So, yes. Sorry, that's rocket up. My bad.
And the backswing blow to beat out that tech throw. I like that still, sticking with the SA1. Tag on that damage in the situation. Saw it after the launch into the air.
I like how the strike beat that Rose. Like, he was able to interfere with that timing there. Sometimes you're thinking about parrying that Rose, and then you get a knuckle sandwich there.
Nice parry again. But there's the tackle. There's the reflector. Going to get the sweep here. Dashing in, but a good backdash. KD Alpha making space.
Yeah, if you can walk away from that just taking a sweep, I mean, I'm a happy camper. Similar to Street Fighter V, man. I know I hate when you guys say that name, but if I'm blocking an Aegis reflector in that game and all I take is a throw, I've won the round.
Not bad there. Nice little lead here for BigNasty. Gonna put out the
That's
Aegis.
A good parry
put the
and
punish.
a good
so
punish.
Good.
Get that House of Mirrors up out my face. No time in the fun house there, and then immediately that target combo after the lows. KD Alpha gonna make BigNasty think a little bit about that character decision there, but does not want to go Hugo against the Dudley.
Yeah, we'll see what BigNasty does here. If they're gonna stick to their guns with this Urian pick, we're gonna try something a little different though. But we see how comfortable KD Alpha was in that entire match. They're not relenting at all, and again using SA1 so effectively. Nasty's jump right back into it.
Yeah, Nasty's got to get the Aegis going, man. He's got to really get extra annoying with it. He's got to get more jank. I mean, all he's been able to score off of that Aegis is just a sweep there. And on paper, that's not going to be what's going to be able to go the distance there from that. I mean, obviously, you're setting off a lot of potential damage output. Choosing Urian over Hugo. I mean, of course, there's a lot of strengths of what Urian can do in neutral and how rewarding of a character it is.
And you want to avoid getting just that onslaught from a character like Dudley, who can such a low jump, such great normals. Fighting a big body like Hugo, gonna get that punch to the knee press, and now we're gonna big damage combo. Has SA1 ready to go, short super, and not gonna connect. But the Aegis is nice tech on the grab though.
Gets the high one, escapes it. I gotta say, man, KD Alpha's doing a fantastic job defending against the Aegis. I mean, BigNasty was able to get a few hits, a few throws here and there, but really that's not on paper what you're looking to get off that Aegis reflector.
And then just a tackle in the mid-screen. You see BigNasty reel back. Like, I can't believe that hit. Can't believe that worked. We take those getting around here on the board after getting a little more comfortable with Urian.
Now KD Alpha, rocket upper on deck, with 2 for 2 full meter there. Use the throw again, on point responding to that Aegis reflector. Rocket uppercut, gives himself a life lead.
But the throw after getting hit by the kidney shot. Wake up uppercut. Nice block on the target combo there.
Alpha
even better parry.
Yeah, Alpha showing no respect on that one. Yeah, make sure that happens. BigNasty getting no opportunity to set up that Aegis reflector there. He's going to have to carry that meter over into the next round.
Has one available. If he can get to 2, it could be a really big hit. But throws the dart shot, no dice, and a quick 2-piece. There's the mirror. Now you're in the corner. Oh gosh.
There we go. That's as much as that's the most he's gotten off of that Aegis reflector. Not counting this one now, where he's able to secure. That's what I'm talking about. All right, that is cool. Then the blue on his skin. You might as well call it Cobalt, Ralph.
Absolutely. Just cool little reset combo in that corner there. Finds that last hit to clean up and close out, taking us to a game number 3 here. Now it's KD Alpha on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to stick to Urian the rest of the set here. He really has to get more opportunities out there. When he's able to cash in on that advantage, it just adds an extra dimension to this match, and also just forces Dudley just, he's a little bit backed up because of his lack of reach.
Okay, parry on the first hit of the crouching heavy punch. Backswing blow though beats the throw and the sway under the crouching heavy as BigNasty going swinging for the fences.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. That was sick. Nice
5
parries.
of those hits. He's catching up with it. That's what Alpha does so well. I mean, he's going to get he's going to take a mile out of every inch that you give this Dudley, and this is exactly how the character should be performed.
All of the mirrors out, bunch of sweeps overall, block the overhead in the corner. Katie Alpha stuck, but gets a punish with the sweep of their own.
Yeah, going underneath the radar, that upper metallic sphere there. Continuing to walk forward here. This is where KD Alpha becomes his most menacing. He's got that rocket upper as well, but that high Aegis Reflector buys a little bit of space there.
And now we're into such a tough spot. Any little last hit can seal it. Here's BigNasty just big chilling, trying to build up a little bit of bars. KD Alpha has an explosive meter ready to go. Nice little punish. And then buffering to beat out a normal, beat out a hit.
I mean, that patience, to see him whipping those buttons out there, maybe building some meter out there. But when he sees he was within range for that whip punish, he just came in with that big swing. That just shows how strong of a veteran KD Alpha is.
Right now it's BigNasty in the driver's seat. 1 round away from closing out here. Tackle into the reflector once again. No parry on the tackle. Letting the reflector come out. Make that space.
Duffed it against the hurt box there. And also it's telling BigNasty, despite being on match point here, just again, only scoring single hits off of that Aegis Reflector.
And speaking of single hits, nice little parry with the lights. Tackle again into the mirror. Eating a little bit. Who's the most handsomest blue man of all? It ain't Papa Smurf. Urian with the mirror again. Good blocking the overhead, but we're still stuck in jail.
That's good pressure. Buys himself a bit of a life lead there as well. Love the way you see it. And it happened twice. Oh, and he takes it there. That's going to be the end of KD Alpha's run. BigNasty's counter pick pays off and comes complete, despite some really good sequence attack and what I got to say, hard reads coming from KD Alpha. One thing I really liked what BigNasty was doing, how both times the chariot tackle got parried, and then the upper Aegis Reflector came out to make sure that he won that trade in particular, which shows all the more reasons why Urian is a problem, no matter in any game that he's in. But shout out to BigNasty, that was a big win.
Oh, super fun. Moving on to that top 4, really good stuff. And there's a good 5th place showing here out from KD Alpha. Yeah, started from the winner's side, not the way you want to go out after you waited for a top 8, but there'll be many more in KD Alpha's tournaments to come down the line with how well they've been playing as well. That's going to take us to our next losers match in a little bit. We'll round out our top 4 in that matchup between, what was the last bit? It was, the winner on the last one was Waxx.
Yeah, it was Waxx.
And then he's going to be going up against
BigNasty.
No, BigNasty already won.
Yeah,
so the other end. But I forgot who was the other end on the winner's side.
Yeah, we got Meth Rosenstock against Waxx.
It is about to come up. There it
and
is.
then he's going to play against BigNasty, who just beat KD Alpha as well. And then they're going to qualify into the top 4. And then the winner's final, we got Nica KO versus Lance coming up here. So here we got the other losers quarterfinal match. Going to be Meth Rosenstock with that Makoto we'd love to see more of, going up against Waxx, who we got a pretty awesome Urian to work with.
Yeah, that's been good.
And I'm
both
hearing
sides
Sean
here.
sounds right now. Hey, I love Sean. I hopefully see more of them at Suitable, you know?
Maybe someday at the pulse level, maybe one day if you get a certain... We'll be right back, actually. So hold on to your seats, get a snack, get a drink, and we're back with more Texas Showdown Third Strike in just a little bit.
Back at you here in Houston. Who is the strongest on the Space Coast? We are back for some near top 4. We got one more match before we close it out into you. It's the one and only Team Chris, joined alongside here by Texas' very own Raph.
It's been a stellar show here for Third Strike. We had the Retro Game Marathon for final Sunday alongside all the other modern games on the other 2 streams. It has been a blast so far with heavy hitters from all over Texas and out of state fighting for this big prize of that pop bonus for this legacy title, as well as that Jazzy Circuit Auto Qualifier spot.
That's right, coming in here all the way to Akihabara, getting yourself an Auto Qualifier to throw down here. And we all know the Jazzy Circuit has been connecting a lot of familiar faces and new talent across here in Third Strike that we got on display here in Texas Showdown. Now next, we've got the next bout from the losers bracket, the last of the losers quarters that we've got going on here. It is going to be the
Waxx and Meth Rosenstock.
Waxx and Meth Rosenstock. There you go. two of the biggest robbery characters, I mean, here. These are two characters that have made a lot of people, like, quit Third Strike and be like, oh, I don't really know if I have it. I got to parry these guys. But it's going to be a Yun versus a Makoto matchup here. This is going to be robbery on robbery, and we've seen how much Waxx just loves pulling off that Ganajin out there. And on the other end, I mean, we saw a little bit of Meth Rosenstock backed up a little bit in the corner there that when he was facing the off against Nica KO. But we'll see how one Hayate or a pair of Karakusas can really turn the match on its head. Let's go.
All right. Quick launch and a first throw. We're just throwing hands left and right in the corner. We are that stun raising up. Karakusa gonna be able to get the EX. Big stun here in that first round. Should be going to Meth Rosenstock. Blink and you miss it. Makoto operating from 0 to 60.
And one thing I love about Third Strike too is when you get a stun, it doesn't stop your combo. They're going to say, hold up, wait, finish your food, and then you get the dessert there. And I think Makoto really benefits off of that. But now Ganajin's in town there. But Rosenstock showing no fear out there. He may be glowing blue, but this man is named Meth, okay? So no fear to go on and grab that, but still, Waxx knows I can hit some buttons. I got some Abare too. But the Roho!
On that part there, parries the close medium kick. No launch for you, no jump cancel. As the arcade crew popping off for their boy, Meth Rosenstock, one game away from eliminating Waxx. That was the insanity from both players, but Meth was on point. Even blocking that cross-up dive to the corner, that one red parry on that last hit, cleaning up. Beautiful stuff here.
Yeah, with that Roho really turning the matchup on its head there. Waxx really going to need to bring his pressure closer together here because, like, it's just such an explosive character out there. This player is not afraid. Meth is not afraid to go more than one Hayate at a time. Oh, baby, no, 2 hits. He got a double tap on that parry.
Beats the throw out, too, with that close light kick. At this point right now, is Meth Rosenstock. He has that attempt here, but has a lot of bar. Waxx trying to build the meter. He's going to get an engine. Popping off, turning blue. Why are you blue? Don't worry about it. I'm blue.
He's going to hold that low guard there to make sure it doesn't maintain that reward there. Just only gets a lunge punch out of that. Karakusa happening. I think that's going to be, yeah, going to send him back there. Going to use that EX meter there, but Waxx, with it's all Abare out here, Ralph. It's all Abare. No fear.
Yeah, don't want a grappler getting too close, having all that advantage just to run you right over. There's the 3-piece. Ganajin popping off one more time. In the corner you go, and tough spot for Meth here as Waxx trying to even this up 1-1.
He's just going to give him the overheads there by the leap or by that towards medium kick. He's going to continue doing that. Super on deck here. Karakusa and a few other sequences can help him from Meth Rosenstock there. Oh, baby. Caught him on a backdash there. No escape.
But the 1-2-3 target combo almost has a meter ready to go, but that's
so lucky that was not Ganajin.
And really wanted that cross-up low kick into the combo to go for the super, but a great block from Waxx surviving the storm.
I really thought Meth would have got himself a little bit more room to work with there when Waxx was not able to get enough meter to activate that Ganajin, that super R3. But still holding its ground there. Waxx is showing no fear hitting those buttons. I mean, when it comes to this matchup, man, it's really about showing as little respect as you possibly can. How degenerate can you make this game?
We can go more. We can go more degenerate, and we're going to see it here already. Both players just jumping in.
Facts. I mean, we want to add more chapters into the Street Fighter 3 is broken, a degenerate game. We want to bring it out there. We want to show all the problems with it.
All right, big hops on the side of Meth. Going to get that run under. Big chop as well. Stun. Going to be a big factor here, and there it is, that round going to Meth Rosenstock.
Yeah, and gets himself a little bit of that, using that EX there, and then once he's got that together, that Seitan Kozuzuki is there in a match point situation there, but he took the wrong step into that Ganajin, but no fear with the low parries there, but Waxx continues getting it on.
Ooh, and we parry the re-juggle. Almost had a chance to escape it there.
Yeah, losing 30 HP despite some 2 very clutch parries in those situations. It's interesting to see what kind of damage that could have come if those defense did not happen there, but Waxx is back on board with another Ganajin.
And that pressure's there. Overhead gets blocked. Almost had the combo off the low light. Instead, dashed out of the corner. It is now Waxx who's under pressure for the jump out roundhouse.
Ooh, that air-to-air there, and he's continuing rushing down despite no Ganajin on the meter there, but living in fear of that Karakusa. And immediately backdashing out of that pressure that comes after it.
All right, one nice combo here. Can finish it for Meth if they find the Shichigen Gudonsky, but not going to get a chance. Ganajin into the finish and built an inch of bar.
bringing the crowd with him here. This is going to be the final round. One round to decide it all. It's as explosive as it gets between two heavy-hitting characters here. And then he gets a command grab of his own. Goes into his own sequence into the up kicks. Does not have Grenadian on deck yet, but still gets 40% off of the health bar of Meth Rosenstock.
Oh, nice spot. The jump back, medium kick is going to make some space. Grenadian all but wasted here as Meth Rosenstock dash up grab. It's time to party. No EX up kicks. Gets the link, gets the damage, and this is big.
Super R1. Seichan go down Suki. Oh, that big throw there. But underneath the radar goes, what a parry, goes low. Misses the up kicks this time, and that does it for Waxx. Woo! Wow! Unbelievable by Meth Rosenstock, surviving the onslaught. One Grenadian after another. The arcade's very own Makoto gets the job done, eliminating one of the twins from tournament play.
Absolutely great stuff in that final scramble, finding that nice dash punch, closing it out, surviving all of those Grenadians, hitting these perfect parries, and just beating Waxx. Lily Black. Waxx made it such a hard-fought battle, but Meth never, ever swayed, never staggered. That was
what I love about it, too, is that Meth played in such a specific way that forced Waxx to not just sit back, build meter, build some Grenadian. Waxx had to go in even without the meter, which I feel like gave Meth just that extra added confidence, like, okay, now you're in my element, playing my game. I'm going to be able to catch a few parries, catch a few strays out there, but once I go Hayate, Karakusa, something I get to bait out there, gets the job done. Both sides playing absolutely fearless, reckless, outright savage, which is just what we want to see on the Jazzy circuit level play, Raph.
No, for all that is at stake here. Everyone is putting it all on the line 100%. And beautiful stuff. Waxx still out at 5th place, and that means top 4 is set. And that's going to put us into our winners finals as Nica KO back on the sticks, back on deck, looking to invade Texas, take all the moolah, take that qualifying spot, and bring it back to the Northeast.
I mean, Raph, I've had the pleasure of playing Street Fighter over in the Northeast in New York, and it's definitely an environment that iron toughens iron. And Nica KO is suited to these types of environments as well, and has played through it and shown that expertise with his, what I frankly think is a Cooperation Cup level Yang in his level of play.
Absolutely, been in it for such a long time, and you'll see it here going up against Lance's Chun-Li. As Lance here in a tough little spot.
Oh, red parry.
But with a little bit of bar.
Yeah, didn't have enough meter there, so could only get it to a Kikosho there.
Just built the bar for SA2, didn't let it rip off of that little parry, but avoids the grab and is starting to get some damage in. This could be huge if he can find a nice sequence into SA2 to even things up and get a big lead for Lance.
Yeah, there we go, gets that confirmed. Now he's gonna need to mix up into the corner to get it done there. And then that leap is able to go on and do it.
I love the delay on that too. A little bit of wait and bait makes it work really good, and Lance strikes first blood. Okay, little forwards adding up here.
Parry against the stomp there with that air-to-air, and parries against the dive kick. Lance going underneath. Now, Lance, man, I mean, he's fought through so much pressure of so many top players. I mean, especially sharing the scene with other strong Chun-Lis in the region, as well as experts such as in previous brackets against Justin Wong, against Yuki, against like very known names he's held his own against.
Ooh, huge. Close roundhouse, walking it down, little close roundhouse, but no jump cancel. And those EX wreck does the parry on wake up with the throw. Nica's seen it all and gets a grab tying up the rounds.
Yeah, that kick just hitting absolutely nothing beneath it there. And then a whiff in close circle there. I mean, Nica just a smooth operator to go and get the job done.
I love that. Using those stomps in those air situations a lot, beating up the air parries or getting the air-to-airs. But just going to be
EX
reversal
legs.
EX.
I like that mix-up.
Yeah,
sick. Especially when you got those throws and lows, what's going to happen there?
Oh, no, not deep enough to get the link after the dive kick, but now Nica KO in the driver's seat. Up attention, what a walk down.
Wow, 3 dive kicks in there going unfazed. Baits the tech out there when we got that throw whip animation.
Raph don't scare.
Yeah, he don't scare. He got them purple bottoms. Planting it on Lance's Chun-Li there. Nico has been able to come through under pressure to get the job done and take it. Now Nica up 2-0. This is a 1-3 set by virtue of it being the winner's final. Nica KO up 1-0 here. Let's see how Lance responds.
Already, Lance getting some small hits, but's gonna need more than that. Has to do everything they can to build that bar to get that SA2 ready to go as they're adding on the damage with the red parry and the fireball. Not too bad. At least to put on some pressure walking forward, but Lance answered with the grab, and now it's carry throw time.
There it is. Gets a super jump cancel for maximum damage off that close standing roundhouse there. I mean, that's a really tight half circle up maneuver to do there. But that is how you get the most mileage out of that super R2. And it definitely does hurt when you're able to get that super jump cancel up in there off that close standing roundhouse.
Yeah, good spot here. Nice answer back from Lance. Wake up with a throw here. Building up bar as necessary. But we have the Nica with plenty of EX slash. There it is, number one.
Yeah, big Manus energy there, and he's got a nod of the EX bar to continue doing that. When you've got Super R2, I mean, the Super's a good anti-projectile as well, but really, like, its sauce is just being able to go repeated Rekkas with it.
Ooh, gets a grab. Chance here for Lance. Has the Super ready to go just in case. Gets the wake-up mash, but
did not get it.
And reacts back like, oh, why is your anti-air so good and gets you a combo? Ooh.
Yeah, that back medium kick, which is able to get jump canceled and cause more of a problem there. Would have been a lot different if Lance was able to hit that super jump cancel from the close standing roundhouse, but I mean, it's a very tough confirm to hit. I know a lot of players, like I've seen a lot of greats like Tommy Two-Step and even Ricky Ortiz make themselves at home with that button, but it's a tougher confirm than it looks on paper.
Look at that defense on the side of Nica. Gets the Mantis juggle off of the palm into the top power.
Oh, he's styling on him there.
Oh, hold on though. The jump, anti-air close roundhouse. Anyone's game to get the super cancel.
Lance misses another super there. That's critical. But let's see if it keeps it going there. Good parry against the close standing roundhouse. Dive kick comes short. Lance stands his ground with a good blow there. And that gets it. Now he's got a life lead. Gets to the leap, but needs a little bit more. Mantis only gets 2 of the hits.
And the overhead seals the round, the delay, the patience on that walk back, patting Yun on the head to put us 1-1 here in this winner's finals, taking it to Nica KO.
Let's call it what it is, Raph. He tried to sweep the bangs. He tried to sweep the damn bangs against Lance. You think a Chun-Li player is going to let another player sweep the bangs in their face? You think you're able to rub your hair back like if you're Blaze from Streets of Rage with a clear screen? That ain't happening. You got to come correct. You want to bring it to the Jazzy circuit.
Right now, though, Nica is correcting all of the mistakes, getting these answers right with a little sweeper-rooney. Lance so on the back foot and nice EX slashes.
Because I'm thinking like Lance right now, and I'm thinking about those 2 supers I left on the table now, you know? That's what I'm thinking about. That's what's on my mind. I'm thinking about how I can eat more off of this character here and just stop these air and dive kicks from happening. Oh man, Nica KO with that walk-up throw right there, just putting the fear of those options, building up that mental stack, because that's what Yang does best. He's going to skate on you.
I mean, players just as good as Lance have tried to stop the offense from Nica KO. Great block on that cross-up dive kick. Gets out of the corner with the situation. Bar on both sides, going to go for the SA2, and it's a big block and punish.
Oh yeah, parrying that hit just to get that jumping off that last hit. But no, the side switch off of that command teleport there. Lance with the awareness to get that parry. But still, Nica's holding on. He's got that light bleed and the palms of his own. I'm going to show you how I could strike it flat into that sternal compression there with that big shove back and forth action. I love this as a 3 out of 5 set, Raph. I love it.
It's so good that it's like that. I mean, you're seeing just like there, the parry wars on Wake Up on both sides, with that stun not going down for Lance paid the price. Now Nica KO 1 game away from a grand finals berth here at Texas Showdown. Lance rushing in, putting on that early pressure, putting Lance or Nica in the corner.
Already, Lance off to a good start, building up some of that meter there. Throwing some haymakers with that standing fierce. Now, if he can get more of those strings with the back fierce, sometimes we've seen that he's hit that back fierce without the meter in tow to connect to the Hoyoku-sen. So, like, if he can have it when those resources are available, it's definitely going to dictate more of, turn the tide of the match.
Dripped up, but another crouch parry is so good here as Nica's adding on so much damage. So much stun is there available, and another just beating up. Even the 2P, as good a button that is.
Side switch with the dive kick and then jumps back on the chase. Lance was reading in air-to-air to intercept the dive kick and Nica KO. Saw that. I mean, he saw that the most obvious option, the most rewarding option to come through that would come on the table there. Nica read that like a book.
And if I see a player like Nica KO smiling and cheesing like that, I know I should be scared. As comfortable as they're playing here, but the walk back, SA2 off to the corner with you, and there's the throw.
Yeah, and using that jumping medium kick, you're able to get the most out of that camera angle as well, which you can play so that it leaves them with a reward of that dive kick. Back and forth rounds, we're favoring both. Nica dominated in the beginning there. Lance winning more of the trades. Yeah, especially with that toward roundhouse against Amanis.
Nice. And gross roundhouse, that thunder thigh. Strike it twice.
That frame data on that knee is nasty. I mean, I remember in Street Fighter 4 how sick and ridiculous it is too, but when you're able to really come correct with it, Lance is able to interrupt some really, really divisive surgical pressure from Nica.
All Lance wants here is to take us 2-2, but the wake-up target combo into SA2. Flip the hair, looking sharp out here, and a big mana slash. Lance can't take much more of this.
Yeah, the personal action here for Nica. Let's see if he can go. He gets it on match point. Pair of dive kicks there. Good parrying by Lance, but that command grab is going to spell all she wrote. Big Manus energy, and Nica KO perseveres through the winner's final, advancing over to Grands with an incredible 3-1 victory over Lance in some great back-and-forth play.
The presence of mind, the command grab there. Not even a setup for it. We're just like, hey, we're scrambling here. There's a little lull in the action. Lets that half circle back rip. Scooping up Chun, taking a little hop right over into the grand final side, 3-1, Nica KO. Again, no slouch, a master of his craft, and showing you why he is the favorite here at Texas Showdown 2026.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes that little window and having that awareness when you know that the opponent is either going to fish for a block, fish for a parry, or something what have you, and then you're just able to scoop them up and take it and use that delightful command grab. I mean, it's really why I love Yang so much, because Yang just has ways of just staying on top of you, and he's really great at keeping his pressure on all the time. Yeah. Whereas with Yun, who is arguably the stronger and more rewarding of the twins, you're really seeing more of them fishing for meter management and gain to get it going there. But as we move on now, we'll see Yang go on. The other twin is removed from this tournament. And here we got two players here doing well. Meth Rosenstock, who eliminated Waxx Young 2 fights ago, going up against BigNasty, who's going back up to the Hugo. We saw him pulling off an amazing victory there with the blue Urian. But here he is going back to his Gigas Breaker. Tried and true, you know, and when Hugo's got the people are on your side here, going up against Dallas's own Meth Rosenstock.
I love just this variety here for that top four. I mean, you got Yang, Makoto, Chun-Li, and then Hugo, one of the odd men out, but BigNasty, nothing odd about it. A master Hugo with that light blue looking sharp here. Parry into the scoop and get crushed.
Yeah, already started it off with that 360 to set the tone. And then going for low to punish that forward dash. Makoto's got one of the worst walk speeds in the game, so that forward dash, you really got to try to police with it. But Meth getting some entry there after a series of red parries there. Stops. This Makoto's never discouraged. But that Gigas Breaker, you're going to stand in front of me with your feet planted a little too long. I'm going to make sure to give you a big dunk that's going to shatter the glass and leave all of the food on the table just rising up like that. Yeah. That's how you know he plays beat 'em ups, because he's eating off the floor.
He is just getting those little power-ups. The floor turkey, floor meat. Going through, but there it is. Kozanski, SA1, nice little link here, some good damage. BigNasty without the SA1 themselves here, has to build that back up. We've seen how well they played. Nice parry, gets the sweep with that low forward.
Yeah, that backdash really extending that reach, forcing BigNasty to kind of overextend to get to his place.
Oh, the booty! Yeah. Double cheeked up on a Sunday afternoon. Gigas Breaker almost ready to go. That's why you see Meth backdashing at any given moment. Doesn't want to be caught in this bad situation.
Yeah, Meth Rosenstock caught off guard with that rear view earlier. Going to get that dash and throw game in there. Does not get to throw a little too much HP on deck, but the second time it does help. That perseverance and persistence here. Reminding you, this is our last 1-2 set of the tournament here by virtue of it being losers semis. Both meters on deck. A Gigas Breaker versus Crimzon Gozanzuki. And here comes the Karakusa into the corner. Got himself a little extra lift on that one. Low parry, but oh, my man there got the Lex Luger, that Argentinian backbreaker out there.
Cats and nice parry again here as BigNasty. Gigas Breaker on deck. SA1 available for Meth Rosenstock as well. Gets the low forward, moving in, back, heavy, and this damage is coming through. Gets scooped.
Off the parry, too. Gives himself a life lead there, and he still has a full level 1 on deck. Gonna dash up and do it. You thought the sweep would come and knock me down, but instead gets flattened for the 1-0.
Just put as a pancake. It ain't even brunch time now anymore here in H-Town, as Meth in such a rough position was putting on that offense, but you can't let BigNasty get anywhere near you. He is so ready with these Gigas breakers.
And he read that the poke was happening. He read that forward dash was going to get policed with that sweep, and was able to instantly intercept it. That's just great work there by BigNasty.
And they do it again, though, needing one more game here to get into this top 3. Already blocking it out, but the clap.
Oh, the clap sets 3 times.
Much stun, not even a combo, just wailing on Makoto.
God. He hit him with the triple dipper, all avocado, egg rolls, wings, and chicken strips. Oh, there he goes. Big stun energy goes BigNasty. Let me get another one of that scoop. Got him. Just put fried ice cream right on top of that and dip.
All done out. Meth running out of gas just a little bit. A backbreaker anti-air is going to kick things off. The triple dash into EX. Nice stoppage there. Meth is done with BigNasty's shenanigans.
Yeah, but BigNasty is not done with those reads. That's really the thing. He's just making some hard connections on the tendencies of Meth Rosenstock, showing a lot of familiarity and comfort in this situation. And when you see that, that's where Hugo can get the business. Argentinian backbreaker, setting up a no-fly zone. You thought, I'm going to cage you like the bird behind me, and I'm going to plant you right through those flanks.
Punish on head, bad spot here. Meth, one last chance, has to make it count. No! There's the Gigas breaker, but it's just a light. We escape. With
but
so
not
much
of a
left. Okay, drop the command grab. Just him out of it. Oh, we dropped the command grab again.
BigNasty here just needs to get one more to advance over to the loser's final.
Backbreaker will do it. The jump getting gripped up. Meth Rosenstock out at 4th place, and Houston's own BigNasty making it to top 3 for H-Town represents.
That's godlike. I mean, congrats there. We got the resident Hugo. We love to see when a resident Hugo kicks ass here at Texas Showdown, too. I know from my experience seeing these third strike top 8s how awesome it can be going down there. But really, I mean, the reads, just the galaxy brain play. I mean, Hugo's a character that rewards high IQ, but also rewards high charisma, and also just rewards just being downright daring. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm looking at each of those Argentinian backbreakers, and it's like if I was in BigNasty's shoes, I would like to tell people it was a reaction, but my man there was just straight up reading him like Sam I Am on the green eggs and ham, getting work done.
Yep. Just play into those defensive tendencies that players love to exhibit against a Hugo. You got to put on offense against a character. And you know the floor is lava. When the floor is also lava, the sky just rains these meteors down, gets those big grabs. And then you saw just a consistency with how many command grabs. There was some execution errors here and there.
Yeah.
We were whiffing like carry command grab. It wasn't coming out as cleanly as we would have liked. But by that time, kind of the damage was done. And that leads us now to our losers finals.
Yeah, losers final here. We're going to see it's going to be Lance by virtue of the loss to Nica KO going up against a rising star, BigNasty here. So this is going to be a hometown showdown here in the losers final here. Both local favorites here in this bracket. BigNasty with the Hugo you got to love. Lance here representing the Blue Jade and just in the perfect stage for him. You know, he's going to just camp out underneath the tee set there, throw out some of those low forwards, maybe connect on some haymakers, and go to town with it.
Yeah, we saw what Crimz tried to do here with the friendly against BigNasty, but Lance, though, with a lot of experience against his character as well, to be able to show off a lot of good stuff with the SA2, and he's going to find that first low forward into the super we go. Damage life lead is now on Lance's side.
Man, he's connecting with those haymakers out there, finding those opportunities where BigNasty is continuing to walk forward, and he's just met halfway with a standing fierce every single tip of the way. Oh, good parry there. Yeah, BigNasty with a catch here. Now he's got that Gigas breaker on deck, so a 360 is super. I mean, even like an EX row can potentially set the tone here, so don't count out BigNasty here. He's looking for that big guess to swing for the fences.
A spot to be in, though, still, because another hit on Lance's side will finish the job. Even the chip is ready to go, as you see BigNasty buffering some parries. Lance pumping it to show you that willing to let it rip. That wasn't a standing 720. That would have been sick if that came out. I think BigNasty was maybe trying to think about it, but Lance closes up that first
He had a
round.
look on his face that he didn't get quite what he wanted there, and he felt that the round would have been his. But Lance immediately going to set the tone there with the Super R2 and that mix up into the corner. The 20-hit Super R goes for the back fierce into the lightning legs. Good piano key input to get that confirm on him.
All right, nice little start here as Lance is in control, all that screen real estate, just to chill out, make it count. And now we have it. We're going to whiff. No, but it's going to connect.
Wow.
And that should be enough with this next sequence to finice the job. Tough spot for Lance, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to chip it out with that spinning bird kick. And we saw Lance using that earlier in the winner's final in the opening bout. He was using against, I believe it was KD Alpha. Yeah, was it? In the opening bout against, I have it. It's sorry, it's been so much going on there. Yes, it was against KD Alpha. Okay. He was throwing out a lot of that spinning bird kick out there, especially since he was able to get those outreaching against Dudley's normals there.
Yeah.
So we saw that spinning bird kick going for the chip there as well. And he was really getting a lot of utility for that, and that was great on his part though. But a good start from BigNasty there. Lance is really hanging around there, just confirming his way to victory and just winning on pokes.
They're doing a good job already putting that assault here, chipping away at BigNasty's life. And of course, the big thing is building that bar just to make it so much harder for BigNasty to take risks or even just get clipped by much of anything. And there it is. Immediately.
He's confirming them all. He's confirmed all of them. He is comfortable. He is able to get those cancelable recovery frames on that low forward and go to town with it. But also remain unpredictable by throwing out that low medium punch as well as that standing fierce, which continues to walk him back. Lance showing no fear, and that's really one of the strengths of Chun-Li. You could, against no matter how big or strong, more damage output opponents have, you got to walk forward with her and get the other opponents to back up with her and really get her in, to get the most out of her element.
Nice, but the EX Lariat into the overhead. BigNasty finally with a small little life lead, at least in one of the rounds, but another low forward confirm. Lance has not skipped a beat when it's come to unleashing it, but speaking of beats, what a hit.
That was a great jump in response from BigNasty there, connecting with that splash to buy some space. Oh, meat squasher, baby. They're going to have to deal with that. And then the 360 happening, leaves a pixel to work with, baits the clap, but the 720 was in tow, and Lance can only smile. My man, that was a smart 200 IQ Gigas breaker to flatten him. Just the reaction on Lance already says enough of it, Ralph.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, it was a big spend, though, on BigNasty's side. You no longer have that Gigas breaker, but you do have the wall grab. Off the backboard, gets the extra point, and in the corner, Lance goes.
Yeah, he gets that rebound there, cleans it up, and that rebound is going to continue to help him to set the tone here. An equalizer move can be made here. He has enough of an EX attack to do it. Let's see what sequence can come through. That's going to be it. Yes, sir. The equalizer off the 360. BigNasty now 1-1.
Got too close for comfort, and you saw BigNasty just holding down back, being nice and patient. That whiff carrot throw didn't even turn into a big scramble. Just saw a small little block, got to scoop out. And BigNasty ties things up 1-1 here in this 3 out of 5 set. Nica waiting in the wings, waiting vigilantly, preparing for whichever way it's going to go.
Yeah, and who's going to take it here? The winner of Houston, who stands the strongest on the Space Coast, gets their way into Akihabara, get themselves qualified for the Jazzy finale. We are looking forward to seeing it. Whose third strike is strong enough to go out? We're exchanging some pokes there. A pair of haymakers off those stand fierces. Anti-airs with a close proximity normal. Not easy to do, by the way.
And then the carry grab is to add insult to injury, but we're slamming down with the moon press. And then the clap combo into the sweep. Look at this stun racking up. BigNasty finds that EX Lariat. It can turn the tide and make a small little comeback.
Continues to keep pushing there. About to get a full meter for Lance to work with. Two supers on deck, going to cash out on one of them there. And he's got him on the corner. Let's see what's going to happen. Open for business there. Aims for the low crush. Not quite, but keeps that string going.
Oh, the parry's good. Life totals are pretty even. The catch with the EX, and then throws the heavy punch.
Yeah, after that lariat, really thought it was dangerous. Backs him away from that clap. Energy there. I don't know. I think he can chip out, but...
There it is, and we were gonna try to walk forward, a little bit of a smirk. Lance like, oh my God, thank goodness. I'm not gonna get Twitter clipped today.
Yeah, no moment 37, and he was willing to risk it to get that, to cost that round at loser's final, but seems to pay off. BigNasty responds with a pair of 360s, but that elbow just continues to get caught like one of those old ninjas catching a sword with their hands, like, and then steps right into that low forward.
Yeah, speaking of getting caught, no free Dash-ins for Hugo here. SA2 on deck, ready again for Lance, but a parry into the scoop. Gigas Breaker is available too if we need to close the round, and we don't even need it potentially. Nicely done.
That parry really was a turning point for BigNasty there, showing Lance, I can make those reads too. And it's just going back and forth here in this first of 3 losers final here. Ooh. Who's going to be the first to go up 2 fights?
Oh, a scary spot here. BigNasty with Gigas Breaker. Lance with 1 SA2 ready to go. If BigNasty is not careful, will get ran over by this Chun-Li. Good blocks and good patience here on the side.
I think alternating between standing and fierce allows him to kind of maybe think twice and buy some time that it takes to hit confirm into that super R2.
Nicely done again, going for a ride. Number 2, route number 3.
Boom. Yeah, leaves about 10% of that HP to work with. EX spinning bird kick. Not quite a reversal, but it is.
Oh, the up backs in the corner here. Finds the low. BigNasty hesitates. Lance almost with another SA2
available.
Shimmy,
and it
didn't
bites
get the super cancel.
Yeah, bites the command grab, that super cancel. Oh no, missed it again. Those 2 opportunities would have been kill. Gives BigNasty a little bit to work with here. Here goes the character, you give it an inch, he'll take a mile. Let's see who can close out here. Lance leaving 2 supers on the table there.
We're dancing, there's the fierce. 1 more of those.
Don't
can
know
put up
if it's
2-1.
enough to accept,
Nice
but
hit.
low fall strong takes it. Lance is up 2-1.
Quickly tying Hugo's laces together, making him trip and fall, as now Lance 2 games to 1 in the lead in the set against BigNasty. Can DFW's Lance seal the deal on Houston's BigNasty to assert dominance in the state of Texas?
Oh, low medium punch. After a pair of those standing fierce is going to make BigNasty back up a little bit. Changes approach towards closing the distance here.
All right, getting those cops back in, getting a little bit of bar. Now Lance is the one stuck in the situation. The meat squasher, adding on some insult to injury.
Yeah, Lance with a good series of parries there and attempts. Buys himself some time to hit that super, which gets himself out of the corner. So he's got a little more room to operate. Very close to getting that low crush there with that towards roundhouse, but that knockdown comes BigNasty. BigNasty with the Gigas on deck. He whips that command grab that would have been the round.
Scary spot here. BigNasty walking in. SA2 available now for Lance. Can BigNasty find the spot to walk it in? The dash gets unchecked. Close roundhouse one more time. Good anti-air. And we confirm it to finish the kill.
Yeah, that's going to be match point here. Lance away 1 good round from the grand finals here. Let's see if BigNasty's got anything to break the Gigas, to break the ice here and continue to respond here, especially while Lance is still building up meter to get that Super R2. That gives BigNasty an opportunity there to see what can happen there. And then saw the buttons were going to come up after those lows. There's that Giga Breaker. Splat right underneath the T-table.
Nice lead there, but doesn't mean too much as Chun-Li still has an SA2 ready to go. The clap comes out, gets a big kick to the face, but crouching medium punch. Ooh, big chop there as BigNasty stays alive.
BigNasty wants to live to see another fight. Potentially he can do it. He's got half of a super art meter to work with there. He's got to get a little more mileage to get that Gigas Breaker on deck.
Oh, nice.
But he's struggling to close the distance here. He's going to have to play and trade pokes. And that plays into Lance's style like you play here as he gets that super jump cancel off super R2. And he walks underneath to double dip with another one. That's what happens when she's got full meter. She is a problem. It's going to let Lance, overextend a little bit. If he gets parried, he gets parried here and there. But he also gets opportunities with low crushes and the range on some of those attacks he's throwing out there.
Oh, with punish there, Gigas Breaker available on deck. Empty jump command grab. 1 Gigas Breaker is all it's going to need to go to a 2-2. Lance still has the super ready to go.
Yeah, you can't take too many of those command grabs. It's definitely a problem out there. And then gets the parry, and that's going to do another round. We're going to be 2-2.
And the crowd popping off for their boy BigNasty. Everyone just going wild in disbelief somehow, some way. From the back pocket, BigNasty continues to survive in these clutch moments.
That's how it is, Raph. That's how Third Strike is. I mean, you live to see another fight and go at it there. I mean, those Giga Breakers happen and just like showing absolute fearlessness on both sides of this play. Who's going to take it here in this loser's final? It's going to be 1 fight, 1 piece to take it all.
What a big jump there. This Lance is giving up a little bit of ground there, but they got the nice life lead.
Got the pokes, now has the meter. Super hard on deck. Difficult time with punishing there, and Hugo's able to fully extend and get some of those claps in there to set the tone.
Yeah. Ooh, we're adding on all this damage. Tough spot for BigNasty, and eats the far. Fierce punch. Lance back on match point.
Yeah, the haymaker got him backtracking there, and Lance got 2 supers to work with. We saw what happened previously when he was able to hit one in the corner, go underneath, and get it into another one off through that via that walk under, and see what kind of mileage he gets up out of it.
There it is,
the Gigas Breaker.
Jump Gigas Breaker. A quick reaction from Lance. BigNasty though still a long way to go because there's 2.
And you can see the low forward.
Yeah.
Another one. Big scoop. We're going to force it into a final round potentially. You can see he was fishing for that low forward as soon as he switched sides. That was just a great read by BigNasty. But look at this one. Mira eso with that super R2.
No.
And another one. That's what happens when you're dealing with Big Meter. BigNasty is going to have to go big on this one here. Facing elimination with a few more hits left. And a pair of low forwards. No need for the super art wrap. I'm going to get my 2 toe taps up in there and thus end the run of BigNasty with a fantastic top 3 finish.
Beautiful stuff there. Even better from Lance, staying so solid in that scary moment, recognizing that at any point potentially BigNasty could make a big surprise to close out and take us to that final round.
Ooh,
but
I was sweating on that one, I'll tell you.
That's just good, super solid Chun-Li play. Mixed it up a lot at the last one. Just the timing on all those buttons changed up so much that BigNasty couldn't get a good enough read there. We got the perfect amount of lane. It was beautiful.
Yeah, especially when you see something so scary, like what Hugo could do, what BigNasty could do with some reads out there, and then to continue to walk forward, continue to play your game, and then once he had those super stacked on top of another, that's really what made the difference out there, where he was able to get the reward off the super in neutral, but then he was able to get himself a good guess there, come through, confirm it, and take it home for the top 3 finish.
But before we even get into our grand finals, we're going to take one last little break just to leave the tension in the air. And before we see if Lance can take down Nica KO in the grands, we'll be right back with more Third Strike at Texas Showdown in just a moment. Kept you waiting, huh? Well, wait no more. Grand finals of Third Strike here at Texas Showdown are upon us. Myself and Team Chris are going to close out the retro show here in a big way. Are you ready for this finale?
I'm ready. I've been waiting. I mean, these 2 players here want to get going, get that Jazzy circuit qualifier there. You are seeing it go down here. Grand finals. I mean, 2 of the heaviest hitters we got in the bracket here. We got Nica KO going up against Lance. It's going to be one of the twins going up against one of the strongest Chun-Lis in the Houston area there. So Nica KO visiting from the Northeast. Can he go the distance here? We've seen him try to test it a few times. He is on your winner's side after a 3-1 victory over Lance, but let's see if Lance can make some adaptations after being tested by BigNasty's Hugo.
Yeah, both players had a lot of time to cool down during that break here, so we're going to see how effective they're going to be here. Already seeing Nica KO going on a big plot of offense to not get the low forward after that parry, and immediately EX.
Yeah, Nica KO showing no discouragement after the parry as well, just continuing to keep on treading when it sees it happen. You know, that's really the testament of a great Third Strike player, is understanding what occurs after the parry, whether it's going to be that hit confirm that happens, whether it gets blocked, or continue to get a super if it gets caught, and just to keep going with it. And Nico's response, despite the parries from Lance, was tantamount to what victory he got in the first round.
Oh, we stopped the splashes early, try to get that throw, but Lance smashing out here, putting Nica in the corner, finds a big roundhouse, but low forward slash, gets the Rekus, gets the escape, a nice neutral jump.
Yeah, the air-to-air is here by Lance, able to stand his ground here, but Nica's been able to chip his way towards the life lead. Now as we're going coast to coast from the side, big throw by Lance there, and then he's going to continue to scoop up another one, and then whipping from the stand forward there, and then connecting with the sweep. Lance, with that momentum, just keeps the train riding as we're even up 1 round to pop.
Yeah, nice patient offense coming out here from Lance's Nica with a lot of EXs. There's the first one, building a lot of stuns, up to tension again, getting another chunky hit into the classic Nica KO.
Yeah, he wanted to grab that like Mama's 11-pound cake, and he did off those 2 tosses there to go and take it. And now he got the stun on Lance, and he's going to connect with it. Give me that super art 1, and he's just going to kick down that door, and he ain't paying for it either. No mercy, no regrets. And look at him clap back in the audience like, yeah, is this your king? Oh, man, Nica KO, you savage. I know what you're about.
What a monster here, invading to take away this spot and this trophy out of the hands of the Texas' own, as now we're going to see Nica KO once more in the driver's seat, 1 up, 2 games out.
He wants to deny that bracket reset, Raph. And what I was going to mention, too, when it was tied 1 round apiece, is watch how dangerous Lance gets when he stacks those 2 supers together and he gets that Okazeme to come into play, because I think that was a really big factor in his victory over BigNasty in the Losers Final.
Already here, putting that little bit of chat pressure, chipping away little by little. Nice, Rekas again. Into the corner we go, into frame traps aplenty. This is all Nica right now.
I mean, the matchup of what really tells this matchup is going to be those low forwards being exchanged amongst each other. Like, it's so rewarding. Oh, the Rojo almost had that level 1 in effect too, but it just stops. Lance would have really gotten some good corner pressure there from it.
Ooh. Nice little whip punish there with the fears. The walk forward gets the grab. Lead goes to Lance. Has the meter available, but the pretension gets the reset and the low. Catch you mashing. One more hit could do it. Empty throw. No go.
Only using 1 kick to really give himself that good setup there off that confirm. And this time gets the anti-air that also launches. You can see the skyline with that one as he connects with the up kicks. Nica KO with another consecutive round.
Yeah. Chun-Li's floaty jump is getting called out, but gets the parry into that low forward super. SA2 is going to add on extra credit and gets the overhead and their chunky close roundhouse.
Yeah, that leap there with the universal overhead, we call it, or also a short hop.
Woo! The pretension gets the command grab, big palm. Stun is imminent. If you're Lance, you got to be scared, and that should do it. Not quite.
Oh no, the man holds on a little life, but that dive kick was, Lance didn't see it coming there. Got it in between the hair buns. Goes Lance splitting. Nica KO splitted him with that dive kick to get that first one on the board here. No, I believe this is the second one. This is a 2-0.
Yep.
Yes, this is a 2-0 here. One more from Lance is going to seal the deal here. No, yeah, one more from Nica KO is going to seal Lance's fate here, and that's going to prove difficult here. Lance needs to overcome a 2-0 deficit just to play another one, and a personal action. I don't think that was intentional, too, given the buffs that Chun-Li gets from that. It's not really going to be what you're looking for.
Point blank either. Nica KO getting a clean hit, gets the parry into the launch. Launch against top, trying to escape. You are in the Nica KO zone as the palm whiffs wide, gets a low medium kick, and the anti-air again into the reset.
Nice
the pretension. Oh my goodness, there's the stun. That should be the round.
Yeah, and the stun happening in the beginning of the Rekka there proves extra problematic. Now, Raph, with Nica on match point here, it's very interesting how personal actions really told the story from the winners final and here in this setup of the grand finals for Nica KO on tournament point. Not just closing out the tournament, but making a statement here to let him know. But Lance fighting back with a back palm there. Let's see what he gets off that jump. The crowd wants to cheer. They want to get involved with it, but oh no, that Kikosho a little too predictable. It's going to get managed.
The stun up 2, goes for a super seeing, Lance with a bite, max damage with the crouching heavy punch, but it's still not enough to finish the job. Lance gets the dive kicked on once, gets back thrown now, it's just for game.
Oh no, no confirm, that would have kept him alive there. Using that 2-frame jab to keep pushing Nica back. Oh, what a parry though, but no confirm happening there. Oh, with a leap against the palms, it intercepts the strike there as Nica was just short a few frames from the tournament. Lance lives to fight another round.
Just a little bit there, text to grab after getting hit by the sweep. Now Nica just jumping as a wall here, but a good parry on the side of Lance, trying to go for another throw, but Nica jumps out. And again, the back dash into the corner, no punish.
These whiffs are as close as it gets between. But Lance still not discouraged from parrying the dive kick, but there goes the Manus. Stays on the same side. Nica KO, big exchange here. Knocks him back. This time the palms thrust and it connects. Off the red parry, off the Rojo. One hit is tournament. Whoa. Dodges the bullet there, but the dive kick intercepts the knee. And Nica KO is your winner of Texas Showdown 2026. He came, he saw, he conquered. Bracket reset denied against Texas finest. And he gets it, feels it from the crowd as he qualifies in the Jazzy circuit here. He's going to take that momentum all the way to Akihabara. What a dominant performance. Better late than never. He definitely benefited from that break with that 3-0 execution in the grand finals there. He's showing them which twin is the stronger today.
That's right, Nica KO, a monster of the game through and through, putting on a clinic here in that top 8. Well-deserved victory, 100%. Had a great time just mashing games against Texas' own all throughout the weekend, but had that one mission accomplished. Texas could not defend that house, but they put on a great show. Every city on deck came out, showed out, and it was a beautiful thing to see all the way through here. But now, the next Jazzy qualifiers, Team Texas is going to have to start making those trips, trying to chase those spots if they want to meet Nica and Akabara to get those run backs.
And also the online series that you get good opportunities to find as well. Like I favored the Southeast Throwdown as well. They do absolutely fantastic, and you see there's chances to get those Jazzy points. So I know Nica just caused a lot of hurt down in Texas to see what's going down and showing out. But here at Texas Showdown, he definitely brought it, definitely defended himself and his name as he came out here and took on the best of the best. I mean, we had a lot of great play all around throughout the top 8 as well. I absolutely love the performance from Lance, BigNasty. They were fantastic, and really the character diversity that we saw on display and the expertise. And not to mention the scrambles. I mean, it's so much fun casting them and commentating. That's why Third Strike is just such an awesome spectator sport, and I love just kicking back and calling the top 8.
100%.
It's awesome.
It's a treat. You never know what you're going to get, different flavors of all the characters. You're having pretty much all unique characters all the way throughout at such a high level on display. But Nica KO with that master class of a Yang, that decades of experience just put into that, really showing here. We're setting up for our top 8 award ceremony, so we'll see that on the cameras once they are all on the stage here. But I hope you enjoyed the retro show for Final Sunday, as so many other games shared stages along here at Texas Showdown. But you saw having ST followed by CVS2 closing out the night with Third Strike. The main game is Street Fighter 6, which will be on all the screens on the main stream after the award ceremony is over. So there is one more capstone for Texas Showdown to show, which we hope you all stay tuned and watch after the award ceremony and all that fun stuff.
And I truly appreciate keeping the legacy alive of this game. I mean, this game being Texas Showdown, a tournament as old as since EVO was Battle on the Bay, even. And seeing all those old heads out there holding it down, and then seeing who are the players now, the best of the best putting it on and representing out there. It was fantastic. I mean, this game definitely deserves to have both cabinets on the main stage, and the level of talent that we saw and the rivalry within, not just within the state, but on the different coasts as well. And we're going to be carrying that momentum all the way over to the Jazzy finale in Akihabara that we arcade that we look forward to seeing throw down. But congrats to Nica KO, man. I mean, really representing the Southeast. Let's take it away over to the award ceremony here, as we're going to shout out to these the 8 best of this tournament.
Yeah, they came, they saw, they conquered almost 100 players all the way throughout here. You see them all looking sharp, looking good to go. That's Dictator on there, about to help hand out some awards. In 7th place, you have Crimzon.
Crimzon gets to bring home multiple medals here. Fantastic play with the Chun-Li as well. Looking to see more of, but well represented. North of the border here, Matteo. Matteo's Dudley doing some work out there. Love seeing it. His Necro is also a problem. Looking forward to more of this player, and we know Canada can bring it. Canada's got some very strong Third Strike players, like Ty Rippey as well. Yep, they're fantastic. Then we got Dallas-Fort Worth's very own Waxx defeating the 2-time defending champion here.
Representing the Third Strike Open as well from the DFW area. Then also from DFW, it's Meth Rosenstock with that exceptional Makoto. Having a good time with it. It was a blast to see.
Fearless. Any situation, like, just took advantage of it and just played so well. I mean, could rob you from different corners of the screen. It was just fantastic watching Makoto play like that. That's a player I fear to go up against.
Yeah. Third place, though, Houston native BigNasty, that nasty Hugo getting onto the podium.
It's always great to see Hugo represented on this stage, and when the crowd's behind him rooting for him, really came close against who we see Lance there in the 2nd place. That losers final was just incredible to watch and be a part of. Lance was absolutely fantastic, putting Chun-Li on display and just really hitting the high ceiling of her and doing it right.
And finally, without further ado, Texas Showdown 2026 champion, the one and only Nica KO.
Nica was absolutely fantastic, unstoppable, winning it on the winner's side, 3-1 over Lance and then 3-0 at the end. Also not pictured here is KD Alpha.
Yeah, he's not available.
Yeah, with his Dudley as well. His Dudley play was absolutely fantastic. Also rounded about the top 8.
What a wonderful trophy. Hoist it high. Wear it with pride. That medal as well. A huge win to take back home to the Northeast, as a piece of Texas is going to head up there.
Yeah, and it just shows. I mean, it's always going to be, I've had the honor of playing in New York over the last few years, and playing in those regions in both Super Turbo, Third Strike, some other games as well, even Street Fighter 4, has allowed me to kind of iron sharpen iron and become a better player as well. Looking forward to more events in the Northeast and seeing more players like Nica KO putting the game on the map. But as the crowd is chanting third strike, you know, we love this game. I mean, we want more of it. I cannot get enough of this soundtrack piping into my ears. I'm probably going to listen on the way home. I listen to it for 3 hours when I study all the time. I mean, it's just fantastic how it just like has such a great like different elements of acid jazz, drum and bass, electronica, and just even future sounds. It's a soundtrack way ahead of its time.
A lot of fun.
It's a game way ahead.
It's a beautiful game. It's wonderful really stuff. It's going to be there to play no matter what you like to see. You want to join in, have some fun, join into the Jazzy qualifiers online. Find your local ones or host ones to get some points going. If you love Third Strike, represent the scene is amazing. About to wind up. Any last words before we go, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, you can look it up. There's a map to find out all those Jazzy circuits. I want to show some love over to my hub over at ROK Esports and Arcade Odyssey and the great players that we're developing out there. Hoping to see them show out more in online tournaments as well as some brackets that some top 8s to work into. So, you know, they're never discouraged. They're showing their old school. Got 20 heads over on the head-to-head rotation, just switching around, and that's what makes better players. Iron sharpens iron, man. It's been fantastic. Shout-outs to Miami. I'm going to be coming back soon. I miss you guys, man. Take care.
All right. All y'all at home, take care as well. Make sure you stay tuned for the main stream for that Street Fighter 6 Top 8 action on Texas Showdown Live. But for us here in the retro stage, myself and Team Chris, it was a pleasure bringing you all this amazing action. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Much love to all y'all. Keep on fighting. Until next time.
Thank you.